This reading is for the sign of Libras for the month of May, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I will be taking out the cards as they come out, and I will just be explaining as it goes. You guys are going to get a lot of attention. You guys are going to be feeling victorious. There might have been something that you were struggling in the past that was at the Five of Wands level. So Five of Wands is conflict and feeling stuck because of challenges or people from the outside or things from the outside that is blocking your progress. And this month you guys are gonna definitely get some kind of victory that stays, it's permanent, over things that you were really working hard on. There were major changes that you were working on, and in this month you're going to get some kind of a victory over all the things that is here to stay, over all the things that you were working on in the past, and you're going to reach the next level of the transformation that you were trying to create in your life. The transformation might have been something that you had toxic influences in the past, and you were really working really hard, even probably with prayers, like traditional prayers and things like that. You might have been working really hard to get out of that situation, and you're going to see that there's going to be a lot of transformation, and there's going to be the small level of victory that you're going to be feeling in terms of the demons that's working against you, that you've been really trying to overpower for quite some time. You're still going to be overpowering, but you're going to get that slight bit of victory over all the things that you've been working so hard over for. You might have been literally fighting with a lot of toxic things in the past, toxic connections in the past, toxic people in the past, toxic influences in the past. Could be drinking, could be habits, whatever it is. You're really understanding this month that you have gained some kind of an upper hand over all these situations. It might not be major, you might have not finished all the complete process, might not have ended. It might be a 3-4 year process, and you've already you will reach a level of victory. One of the milestones, you're going to definitely reach that, and this is going to make you feel have victory over the level of control. When you get a small victories, when you realize what is the next good and bad in action, and even with the previous things, how you could have acted better. So now your judgment has gotten so strong, and you are able to exercise your discipline and your management skills. You're able to manage the situation in such a way that even though in the current moment you have to go through some small delays and things like that, or you have to make small sacrifices, you're willing to do it because now you have the clarity on what action to be taking, and it's intuitive level of action, and action over things that has been disappointing you in the past, or people that has been disappointing you, not delivering what you require out of a situation that you're investing in. That if it is a love situation, you are feeling victorious over some kind of a commitment that ended. It might have been something that was toxic, that put you always in the fight or flight mode, but now you're able to manage the situation much better. There is a lot of regret that you're feeling, but you're being stern with yourself. You're like, that's it, I need to get out of this energy. I shouldn't be sitting and pitying myself. I need to manage the situation. Okay, King of Wands had come out. I need to manage the situation in such a way that your logic is telling you, about the disappointments in the past. Okay, there might have been multiple people that disappointed you in the past in terms of delivering what you expect in terms of reality, if it was a love situation. And now you are being strict with yourself. You're showing up for yourself as somebody who's managing the situation as, okay, what has happened in the past has happened. Or if it's a current situation, you're seeing like it's not moving any forward, so you're going to be strict with yourself. If it's not moving any forward in the way that I want it to be moving, I have to be real about it to myself, and I'm ready to be real about it with myself. And you're not going to mix your emotions into it, because if you do, you will still stay in that toxic condition. Maybe some of the toxicity has come from that. You might have had the tendency in the past to be staying in a toxic connection, relationship, or with any kind of a connection with a person or people that might not be for your highest. And now you're seeing that through. You have the clarity, and now you want to manage the situation like an emperor, which is a person who's ready to bear the cause, who can foresee so ahead in future, and you're ready to make the changes that'll bring you the ultimate happiness. And that stems from the fact that you got the slight victory, and that energy is going to be playing out for you during the whole month. You're going to be feeling that victory over the whole transformation, over anything that you get involved with, everything. You're definitely going to be focused on being strict with yourself about the things that happened in the past, or the things that's not moving currently, and you're not going to be taking that anymore. You want to change, and if you want to change, you're not going to hold on to things that doesn't serve you. And at the same time, you know that you have to be staying patient. It might be a soulmate situation that you need to be staying patient. In the meantime, it might be a Leo, Aries, Sag, or a fire sign, a person they're very passionate about you, but they might be showing more passion, and adult level passion, and passion driven out of that. They really want to pursue you. They are very action oriented. They make the effort, but you're seeing that it's at the level that it's just more passion oriented. It's more about when you suddenly get that high, that's when so you are having to constantly create that high in the person, and that might be something that you're not looking forward to anymore. You might be like, okay, you know what, I'm tired of waiting for something to happen in our reality, in terms of a tangible connection between the both of us, and I want that. Okay, but you will definitely reach a certain level of commitment with the person, and I'm not saying commitment. You might feel like something is elevated in terms of the connection that you both share. Okay, so this person in the past might have been someone who was extremely passionate about you, but didn't really recognize how much deeper it is. They might be having a lot more emotions inside them, but they might have not realized how deep it might have been. So now they are actually recognizing it. Even in terms of your money, I'm sorry I'm mixing it all up, but this is how it's coming to me. And even in terms of your money, you're managing situations in such a way that even though there are delays, you're finding different ways and alternatives you might have had delays with every kind of alternative that you pursued, and you're still being driven. You're like, okay, that's it. Even if there are a lot of delays with every route that I take, I need to be very focused. I need to be very passionate about what I'm doing. I would still be sticking to it with that same level of passion, even though I feel very trapped and I'm in my head a lot, and I have a lot of anxiety about how it's going to move forward. And during this time where you're doing the cross-checking, why had the results not come? But I thought the results are going to come now. Is it worth putting one more hour of whatever I'm doing if I'm not getting the results? Or if you work for 1 hour, you're going to be looking at the results for it like as if you worked on it for 50 hours. So you might find yourself doing that because there were quite a few attempts that you made in the past, and now you really have reached that time period where a time must have passed where you actually want to see results, and that is making you feel dissatisfied, and that's slowing you down. You're telling yourself, no, I need to keep the passion up high because that's what got me here. So after the initial victory, which is still going to be somewhere around in the mid of it, you might have to manage the situation even without getting a pat on the back. During this period of dissatisfaction, you might be feeling very trapped. So all the routes that you've taken, if it is ending up in that same position of dissatisfaction, it means, and also this card means that somewhere deep down you stopped working too hard. You are working like 3 hours on something. It might have been very challenging for you during those 3 hours, but you're learned so much, I found so much, but it's of no use. How does this apply to everything else? So you're doing that, and that is actually, that perspective is what is putting you in this mind state where I've done all the possible options and I'm still not able to find a way out or find the right way to be doing this particular job or something. And even for some people, you guys might be getting a permanent job or a job permanency position job, or something like recognition at a job position. So you might have really transformed a situation out of something that was quite challenging for you in the past, and that has given you the recognition, but you have to keep that recognition going. You are wanting the clout again, but you're not getting it because the rest of the things are stuck, and that's putting you in a lot of anxiety. You're overthinking a lot about what path to take, and you are withdrawing quite a bit this month and pondering upon your worries. You're studying your worries, you're researching about your worries, maybe even at a spiritual level. You are really withdrawing and spending some time in reflecting and understanding everything that is blocking you or making you feel like you are in your head so much and you're just in that place, analyzing everything, and you're feeling good analyzing everything. That's the scariest part. It's worrying you, but it's not a place that you don't want to be. It's a place that you know, I'm not saying loving it, but it's a place that you're comfortable at, and that's a place that you like, you find more healing in staying in that position. Like when you go into anxiety and you're overthinking, you find a lot more healing in understanding it and looking at it and finding different ways and thinking about it in your head, about the different routes that you could be taking and why it didn't come off exactly the way that you wanted. Maybe it's just time, you know, like you guys are not spending enough time, or you might be expecting things a little too soon, because the Seven of Pentacles is always a card when you expect results on the basis of the past amount of effort that you put in something completely different. You're not going to get the karma for that for whatever you're doing currently. So there might have been new things that you started that got stuck and you don't want to move forward, or wait patiently, at the same time be actively pursuing it from a different route. But that's exactly what you need to do, and I see that you will come to that point, just that you will be feeling a lot of anxiety and overthinking a lot, but you also in a way want to be doing that, because that helps you self-reflect and understand the problems and look at it closely. If there is no way that you can actively work on the thing, you'd rather work on the problem, understand the problem, identify the problem, be in your head a lot. And for some of you, you might also be reflecting on past relationships that went wrong. Okay, you want to be strict about it, you want to manage things for yourself. It also puts you at that point where you feel trapped about yourself. You want to get out of the situation that you're in, and you're really trying to get out also with the effort that you're putting in, with the clarity that you've had. And the Emperor card, you're hitting clarity, you're taking action, but not enough action. You want results really fast to erase all the bad things that happened in the past, and I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's not going to happen that fast. You're going to have to spend years and years, and you might have spent months and months and be expecting years and years worth of results, because you just want the taint from the past to just go away. And the work that you're putting in now should be like a marathon, and you guys have not reached that point yet. But just because your aim is to get rid of the bad that you faced in the past, and you want the new success to cover that, you are trying to use the current things that you're involved with to bring victory into the situations that failed out in the past. But I do see that you guys are doing good this month in terms of that small victory and the transformation, just that you want to be much, much, much far ahead. And this might be putting you in that state of helplessness. You want to escape your situation, but you can't. You need to do your time out. You need to do the work. And having to face that is really like taunting you guys. And definitely a lot of self-reflection and, you know, understand. Now you're understanding everything. And you're reaching that level. Wow. Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So you're reaching that level of clarity in terms of your emotional interaction. So there might be people who are really trying to interact with you at an emotional level, but at a very fickle level, and you're not interested in that, especially in the month of May, because you have had a lot of self-reflection about what all happened wrong in the past, and you've been on the journey of transforming yourself. And maybe permanent something that ended, could be a relationship, or could be a relationship that was toxic, or a job situation that was toxic, and now you're starting out on a new journey. You might have already gotten quite further into it, but it's not reached a point where you can show it out to the world, but you feel the self-victory for sure. You just want this to cover up everything that happened in the past, and that cannot happen, and you're realizing that, and in the meantime, when you realize it, you just want to be in solitude. You're like, okay, till it takes that time for me to do the work that I need to be doing, I don't want to see the world, no? So people are trying to interact with you emotionally. There might be guys, girls, romantically interested people. They might be trying to interact with you, but you see all these as distractions now from your path. Focus on what is blocking you, staying in that block position, overthinking so much, but getting clarity and insight on it from a very mature point. And you will definitely feel like keeping quiet with most people will be the best way to deal with the situation as of now, because you have so much of clarity about everything, and now you realize silence is the best way to go about with life during your current situation. You might be even cutting off a lot of people who want to be interacting with you, friends, or just even family, but like if it's just a small level of emotional connection, you might have entertained it in the past, but now you feel like it's a hindrance to your soul growth, and you are working so hard, you guys. I can see it. You guys are really like, you've reached your breaking point, but I'm seeing that you have not worked enough yet. But even with, this usually happens with people who haven't put in work. Like, they have this long streak of like 10 years or 8 years or 5 years where they just go crazy with themselves and party a lot and do whatever they want, and then all of a sudden when they have to pay the due diligence for that in terms of karma, do the work that they need to be doing, even 3 months will feel like a lot of burden. One day will feel so heavy. Then the fact that you have to do it all over again this next day, it's going to feel even more heavier. And I'm talking about things that you found soulfully as a path that you need to take to get your life in order. These things that you will be feeling victory during the month of May, because I'm seeing that during the previous few months you might have had it hard. You might have had it really hard. Month of May, you're getting some kind of reward and victory from the universe for whatever struggles you went through in the past few months. This shows you that if you keep working, you will get the results. Definitely motivated, but also you keep stopping and thinking, okay, I wish the work was all done and over. But you're talking about 5-6 years of work, and that's not going to get over. In fact, all your life you're going to have to keep working. There's never going to be a phase where you're going to stop working on yourself. And by working, I'm not talking about external working in job. I'm talking about working on yourself. You found a way that you need, that fits you. Everybody has a path that they need to take at a soul level. The external things are just things that complement, that you can use to exercise that through. You've definitely found your way of how to be healing yourself and coming out strong, and what your process is for everything. You're finding that out, but you're realizing it takes a lot of time, effort, patience, and work, and a lot of passion. You're definitely passionate, but you're stopping to look at results, and that is creating a lot of anxiety, because there might be outside people that you're fighting out. Might be toxic connections that really threatening you. It might even be a business person. It could be someone like a business person that you're working with, a partner is really threatening you, and you're feeling like you're gonna have to guard while you're working on yourself. You're gonna have to guard your space, because this person is really trying to manipulate your growth, and you don't want that. So you're realizing that, and now you're seeing that during like, how long can you fight down and reserve a ground for yourself while you're working for yourself? In the meantime, you're gonna have to show up for yourself. If you were working on yourself for the past 5 years, you would have already had something to show up for yourself, while in the meantime you're working in the background on the new things you need to be working on. So you know that you're behind, you don't have anything to show up, but you've started the process of working on yourself. So you're in that stage, and you're realizing that you need to be in solitude, away from people who might be interacting with you. That puts you in that state of anxiety about feeling trapped in your position, in whatever situation you're in with your life, and you don't want to be seen that way. So you're keeping your quiet, and you're having a lot of understanding now at a logical level as to what works. Also, I feel like you're putting on a very strict front so that people kind of respect you, I feel. In the meantime, you're working really hard. You're really working really hard and pushing forward. You've reached your breaking point already. We all have those period of time when we slack for a bit and then realize, oh my god, I had so much work to do, but inner work to do, and I just kept distracting myself with other things. Could be toxic relationships or fun or whatever it is, and now I can't take it anymore. I need to start working on myself now. So you've reached that point. You are definitely moving forward, but all of a sudden when you're taking all that load that you didn't take for quite some time, it feels very heavy, and it's like you literally just want to give up, but you can't give up. You can't, because it's going to cost you everything. It's going to cost what you gained over here and gained all over, because you really worked hard for whatever. It's at least you worked for around 3, 4, 6, 7 months on whatever you've been working on. You can't let go right now. It's too much. It's gonna cost you way too much. So you're definitely feeling that progress. You know that it's very slow. In the meantime, you're very focused on whatever. If it's your money thing that you're working on, you're very focused. Okay, it's very slow moving, but you are very you don't want to rush it. You want to make sure that all the leaks are plugged. If it's a business, or if it's a work, or any situation or a skill that you acquire, you don't want to just brush it in and just use it for the sake of using it. You want to really do good with it. I see that you're doing that, and in the meantime you're protecting yourself. You're very guarded about the progress you're making. You know that it's slow, and you know that it is going to be literally not going to be moving fast at all, but you know that you're guarding your own ultimate emotional happiness. You definitely see your emotional happiness in this. I'm seeing that you're angelically being guided, and now you're realizing that it's like literally hitting you. By the way, devil card, in the opposite of it, the lovers, the devil card is on the top and the lovers card is on the bottom. Conquering this slightly, but you're coming to the realization about your angelic path of feeling, emotions, your life, everything, and you're working towards it. You're feeling the burden, but you're feeling happy and victorious about the victory that you're feeling, or small victory that you're feeling, or the small milestone that you're feeling that you've reached, and it's really motivating you about how much more you can achieve out of pushing yourself. And you found something that brings you a lot of emotional happiness. It could be a previous connection that went bad, and now you realize what you want. It could be a different person you're connecting with who's really interested in you, but you feel like you have not reached the level that they are at currently, and this is really pushing you. I mean, bring yourself to that your emotional highest. You're really wanting to take charge, end all the cycles, and ace through your emotional happiness. You know it's a long journey, but you always get that gist of emotional happiness every day inside you. You keep telling yourself like, okay, this is where I want to get to. This feeling that I'm feeling inside, that's what I want in my reality. I'm working for every day. So I'm seeing you Libras do that. Now I'll do 3 shuffles just to get your overall energy. Okay, so I did see the Ace of Swords come out. So you might be waiting on some kind of communication or some kind of new insight on how to be working through these blockages that you're feeling, or the stagnancy that you're feeling. You want to push forward faster, and results are not coming as fast as you expected it to come. When you probably first started the journey, you were like, okay, it's going to go really fast. I'm going to be so successful, and I'm going to come out of it before anybody even notices that I was working on myself. But then now you realize that you're going to have to protect your ground. In the meantime, you're going to have to face people looking down upon you, but you don't care about it. Okay, you've chosen your path, and you know your path, and you're not going to let anybody manipulate that. And this is what you don't want to feel. Like in the past, you might have had a lot of experiences where things happened in such a way that it was not emotionally fulfilling, and you knew, okay, that it would end up in the same place, and you did still pursue it. There might have been someone who was offering you something, and it always ended up at that same position, and now you don't want that anymore. They might still be offering that, but now you are in that period where you might have spent a lot of energy on weighing your losses, always listening to that offer or whatever you received from that person or from that situation, and now you don't want that. You don't want to be sitting in that energy where you're calculating the losses you had, and now you still have the same offer coming to you, but you don't want to buy that. At a work situation where you ended it because they were not treating you right, and you did not want to take it anymore. You might have been trying not to face it for quite some time, and now in the previous few months, you might have gone through that period of time where you are still being received the same kind of treatment or kind of things that they were offering you, but you know how it's going to end up. Okay, so the past hurt is something that you were not able to move on from, and now you moved on from it. Your actions are really paying off, but you also still have a long way to go. You are trying to manifest a new reality for yourself that showcases who you are as a person. Know that you have a lot of focus, and you know that you're a person who can be dedicated if you put in your time and effort, and you want to find something that really represents you. That's what you're trying to do through this. I feel like you've hit upon it, and you want to showcase that. You're really wanting to learn more and more about it, stay focused on it, bring it into your reality, even if it's at an apprentice level, and pursue it till it brings so much of happiness and balance within you and balances out everything within your life. So Libra card was right underneath those 3-4 cards, wanting karma. You feel like karma is not come full circle for you, wanting to finish off your karma and finish off and get that balance back into your life. But you're definitely actively working and on your way, and this month you're going to get some kind of victory that is going to be felt all through whatever you're doing constantly. Just fall back on that victory that you feel every time you feel this 7 of Pentacles, which is regret and remorse, and like not even remorse, it's just like dissatisfaction, like, oh, now I have to keep doing more, but I don't have anything. I didn't get a pat on the back. I didn't get like $50,000 in my bank account to give me that happiness that I can do this more. You need to create your own passion to move this situation forward, and you're starting to realize that it takes a lot more than you thought it would. And yeah, but you're definitely doing the work. You're definitely moving forward. You're cutting out people who are distractions to you, or people who might not be understanding you at a spiritual level, at an emotional level, and you're staying strict. You might also be putting up a very cold front so that people don't mess with you, and you might be cutting off communication with a lot of people, or just just being cold with your communication, not talking much, just necessary things. And you're guarding your emotional happiness. That will really help you close out a lot of cycles that was playing out in your life constantly. So yeah, so I see that happening for you guys, Libras. So if it's in love, I do see that there's some kind of victory in terms of somebody that you want to pursue for forever. But like I said, it might be something that needs a lot of transformation, both from your end and their end. There might be things that is holding the both of you and the connection from coming into real fruition in the reality. There might be things that's holding it back, and you're really fighting down the devil energy, the toxic energy, and you're really fighting either with your life or with the things that actually actively attacking you guys from the external. You're really fighting down all that, and you're doing a lot of inner work. You're managing all the logic that you have into action, and you're seeing what makes you feel dissatisfied and hopeless. Okay, and you're charging it with a lot more passion. You have a lot of passion for this person also. I feel this is definitely, like I said, it's a soulmate, and it's someone that you see your ultimate happiness with, and you don't want to have whatever happened in the past to repeat. So yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you, Libras, for the month of May. And I do see that during the end of the month, you guys are definitely gonna reach the ultimate clarity. You might even withdraw a little bit of communication with the person in the meantime while you work on yourself, and the person might not know. Might have been a person in the past who acts more on emotions before, but now you realize, like, if you emotionally get connected to the person at a higher level, you're gonna have to show, they're gonna get to know more about your life that you're not sorted yet. So you are gonna be holding your horses back while you work on things a lot more. And by the way, you might be researching about something that is like an online venture. It might be something that pleases you emotionally. I'm seeing that also because there's the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And this connection is really burdening you because you have to put in a lot of work from your end, be it working on yourself or be it being patient in the meantime, because this person, whoever you're connecting with, they have not reached that level with you. You and that person has not reached a level where you both have a stable connection with each other, but that's definitely what you want. And now it's elevated to a higher point. Like, that person might have started expressing a lot more that they like you, and now you have more to show up for that person. So you're feeling that burden of having to reach a place in your individual life at a much higher level just so that you can have this union happen. Whatever is standing in the way is what you're trying to eliminate, transform completely, like complete death and rebirth process over all those things that's holding you in your individual life back from being with this person, or externally, whatever is holding you back from coming into union with the person. And yeah, and your hard work is definitely helping you push forward. Whatever you have with this person is definitely elevating to a higher level of stability. You know that whatever you have with this person is not going to go to waste, okay? And they're not going to run away and walk away. You guys are reaching that point in the month of May, and you are guarding your emotional happiness because this person is someone you really want to have your ultimate happiness with. And I'm seeing that in a lot of readings, everybody has met the person that they want to be with, or are meeting the person that they want to be with. They're not meeting any karmics. Nobody has any more karmic stuff, or they're just single and happy within themselves, but whoever they're meeting are just soulmates. So I'm seeing that this is a person that you want to see your forever with, but you want to get to that place where you feel emotionally happy inside yourself to that point where this person already is. Yeah, Libras, that's what I'm seeing for you guys for the month of May. I hope you liked your reading. Thank you for watching.